Today we're working on my 2015 Chevy Malibu. It says a 2.5 liter engine, and recently got a check engine light that came on. So I pulled the codes from the whole car. We have 2 history codes in the EBCM, probably nothing. And then we have the engine control module, fuel trim system lean P0171. Passed and failed. So that's what's currently keeping the check engine light on. So I've already worked on this a little bit. I checked the evap purge solenoid for leaks. I listened around for vacuum leaks. I heard a little bit. There's a lot of air rushing around. It was kind of hard to hear. But there, a lot of these plastic lines, you'll hear air rushing when you listen around with a stethoscope. So I'm not sure on vacuum leaks. I checked the PCV system, pulled the dipstick with the engine running, checked the vacuum in the crankcase, and it was there's a touch of vacuum in there, so that's perfectly normal, about 1 inch of mercury. I've had a lot of headaches with this. Spent a lot of time on it. Eventually brought it to a local shop that was very reputable. I paid them for a diagnostic, and they ended up finding that the throttle body was really dirty. So the throttle body is right down here, right where this tube is going to. They took it all off, they cleaned the throttle body, put it back on, and then they said the car also needed a fuel injector cleaning. So I already had this in hand. Fuel injector cleaner tool, tool, works really well. Basically disconnected the fuel line here. This is the evap line. This is the fuel line. This is a non-returnless system. So I disconnected this. I plugged the fuel line coming from the fuel tank so that it wouldn't spray fuel all over, and then I hooked up the injector cleaner system up to the line going to the engine. I poured a bottle of the B12 chem tool into that bottle, and then ran the engine for about 10 minutes with straight injector cleaner, and nothing changed. So I'm going to start up the car, show you about where the fuel trims are, what they're doing. So we're going to go into the engine control module. Data display, fuel trim data. The fuel trim is actually somewhat reasonable right now, but you can see long-term average 21%, without purge 13%. Oh, I did the injector cleaning and it didn't really change anything. It still is usually about 17% when I'm in drive and parked. So we still got to figure this out. After taking it in for the diagnosis, after doing the fuel injector cleaning, I purchased this. It's a smoke machine for checking vacuum leaks and evap leaks. So I have not used this yet. We're going to hook this up and see if it works to find a vacuum leak in here. So the mechanic who did the diagnostic didn't say anything about checking for vacuum leaks. So we're going to do that here next. I'm going to show you how to hook this up, how to do that test. And before we head over there, we're back up to 17%. That's about right what I've been seeing. So we'll go from there. Alright, so we got the smoke tester hooked up and running. I'm going to show you how I got this hooked up. So it uses 12 volt battery power. The system comes with this cable, you plug it in down there, and then you connect up this hose to the smoke output port, and then I use this attachment, which is really cool. So take off this rubber hose here, you use an 8mm or a flathead, and then this bladder expands as you squeeze this, and that'll plug up your air inlet so that the vacuum doesn't escape, so that the smoke doesn't escape out here. And then this hose lets the smoke go right through into the intake. Then you press this button here to run it, and then you can use this adjuster to adjust how much airflow the smoke tester puts out. If you do a ton of airflow, you're going to end up with a ton of air and not very much smoke. If you want a heavy smoke density, to be able to see the smoke coming out of the engine wherever the leak is, you want to turn this way down, so that's all the way down at like 1 to 2, and then you'll end up with a high smoke density in the air that's coming out. It's been like 3 or 4 minutes since I started it running. I don't see anything yet, but it might take a little time to fill up the system with air. I'm gonna grab lights. Oh, we got smoke. You see that right there? Now the question is, where is it coming from? It's definitely coming from the intake area. Possibly a tube underneath the intake. Looks like it's coming from right where the intake meets the head. You see all kinds of oil back there too, so I'm guessing the oil may have deteriorated that seal in there, the gasket, and it's causing that leak. Well, that's cool. Not even 5 minutes into using this tool, and found the issue that a full-blown shop couldn't diagnose with $200. Yeah, I'm about done trusting shops with anything. I've paid a couple shops for diagnoses recently, and not a single time have they come through with the actual problem. So yeah, I guess if I can't find the issue quickly, a shop won't be able to find the issue quickly. Buy your own tools, buy the right tools, and you'll save yourself a whole lot of headache. This tool was about $230 on Amazon. There's a model that does not have the built-in air pump. You can hear the air pump working. There's tons of models on Amazon that don't have the built-in air pump. They rely on like shop compressed air. If you don't have a full-blown shop, this is the one to get. All you need to do is plug it into your battery. So it's the S3000 Pro, the Ancel. It worked really well here for me, so I'll try it again in the future, and you guys will probably see that. But yeah, so worked really well here. Highly recommend. So we're going to start tearing this down. I'm going to get a new intake gasket. And we're going to tear this down and put the new gasket in.